What's up, sports world? You're tuned in to GrindWorks Podcast, and I'm D-Lo with my co-host.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach D.
And we're coming to you with our first podcast with a legendary coach in the making, Coach Chevis Smith.
What up, y'all? What up?
Lock in with us now. It's going down.
I'm somewhere always grinding, putting God first. That master plan is manifested in the mind first. No taking days off, cause that ain't how my mind works. We out the mud, cause that's the way the grind works.
So what's up, Coach? First of all, let me be the first to congratulate you. I've told you in private, I haven't told you publicly. Congrats on getting the Dale City job. What prompted the move to leave Lawton to come to Dale City, and how are you getting acclimated so far?
Man, first of all, I appreciate it. Like I say you did thank me early in the year, so I do appreciate that. I would say, man, God's timing, honestly, because leaving at first was not probably an option. Planned on staying, was preparing for the next year. Got some phone calls, had some thoughts, some deep thoughts. Talked to a lot of my mentors about the decision. To me, it was vertical. It was able to help me and my family, be able to help my kids and help them out in their futures. And I was kind of happy to get back to the city, honestly.
Okay. So when you say get back to the city, was there a reason you needed to get back? Was it family or just wanting to be in a different, environment, or what kind of played into that?
Both. I'll say a little bit. I got a lot of family up here. My sister lives up here. My nieces. Then, like I said, my kids. My daughter's very, very, very smart, man. So she kind of like 4.2 GPA. So I really wanted to push her educationally. And I knew Oklahoma City I had some resources in Oklahoma City that could help her get to those levels. So, like I said, a little more like a vertical movement for me.
Let's talk about the elephant in the I should say in the gym. How does it feel, a coach that applied for the same job that you had, right? The same job that you had, and still wanted you to be one of the first ones to come onto his podcast?
It's a number of respect. I was actually gonna say that, man. We were finalists. It was respect walking out there. We were finalists at the two, and I was blessed with the opportunity. But it was nothing but respect from foremost. When I actually heard you say my name, I was like, that's love, man. That's respect. So I do appreciate that. So I'm gonna say it to you face to face. I do appreciate that number of love my way.
For those of y'all that don't know, like he said, me and Coach Shell, we were the two finalists for the Dale City job. We actually seen each other during the interviewing process a couple times. Obviously, like he said, I thought it was a vertical move. I thought it was a great job to have. And there were several dozen applicants.
Facts.
So when you find out you reached the top 5, I know I was shocked. I was like, man, top 5, and there were some other really good candidates. The guy that took the Shawnee job,
Chad,
he was one of them. You, myself, Xavier Alexander, I believe, Brett Cannon from Bethany. We kind of comprised the top 5. So I knew it was going to be steep competition, man, and it came down to us two, and I knew that either way they win, it was going to be a good decision, man. Like I said, I didn't have a chance to tell Coach publicly congratulations, but we talked privately, man. But I think Dale City made a great hire with you, man. So I think you can really I'm not going to say elevate the program, because the program is already.
Yeah, Lenny already did a good job with that one, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that I guess that is kind of the elephant in the room. I don't know how many people in the city knew about that, but it's still nothing but love and nothing but respect on my end as well. So.
For sure.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about even filling the shoes of a coach like Lenny? Because I know he coached with one of my head coach, one of my head coaches in high school, Coach Griffin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when I see coaches like you, man, you were very hard coaching. That's what you bring to mind. That's why you one of the ones I want to bring on the podcast. But I wanted to see how you feel about just filling those shoes with a coach like that, man.
Man, I like it. I like pressure, man. I really do. I like pressure situations. Lenny did an amazing job here. He kept the program relevant. I believe they're on a sting or stream right now, 10 championship appearances or state appearances. Yeah, something like that. So, walking in those shoes, man, that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. But I feel like I'm prepared for it, built for it, and like I said, I want those shoes.
Gotcha. Okay. So let me ask you a quick question before I shoot it back over to Coach. So when coming into a new organization, a new program, new coaching job, what are some of the priorities?
Knowing the tradition, knowing the school, knowing how things work, how they've been working, getting familiar with everybody. I mean, one of the first things I'll tell you, like one of the first things I do when I get to a new place, I always get cool with the custodian.
Okay.
Like that's like your custodian is your best friend to me. Like that's your best friend. So they take care of your gym, and so I like to keep it respect and a family love with them. And then from there, I kind of get to know, who's the AD, teachers in the building, who the kids go to, who's their like, I would say confidant, things like that. And once you learn more about them, you kind of know how to navigate from there. I think if you it can work in some situations where you go straight in and demand, but I feel like if you respect a school or tradition before you, I think you want to learn more about it. And then, provide that information and also put your twist to it as well.
So, I live in Dale City. I grew up in Dale City. Just from your standpoint, what are some of the obstacles that go into coaching at a program like this? Obviously, it's a high-profile job, but a lot of these young men do come from an at-risk environment. We know the things that go on in the community around here that can sort of derail our athletes. Have you encountered any of that? And if not, what do you feel are some things that you may have to kind of address or sort of work through as you kind of settle into being a head coach?
I feel like I've definitely dealt with it already with some of the kids and kind of knowing what they do on the outside times. And I think the most important thing I try to do is, one, keep the gym open, keep them busy. I believe a busy kid, less likely to be distracted another way if he has something to do on his plate. And also just getting to know them, you kind of know their background. I think the way you get to know your kids is like, does the kid have both parents at home? Is it just his mom at home? Where's his dad at? Does he have a male figure in his life? It's probably gonna tell you if I can yell at this kid or not. And I mean yell, can he take it? Can he take this type of pressure, this type of coaching? If a kid's probably the man at home, I'm probably gonna be more, one-on-one with him because he's probably the one at home taking care of moms. And so understanding those relationships on how I need to coach a kid. But I try to get to know their background and where are they from and, what's their consistent, their day-to-day look like.
I think that's a great point. I think sometimes as coaches, especially like me when I was in my younger coaching days, I sort of took a one-size-fits-all approach to coaching. Mm-hmm. Then I started realizing, especially as I became a father, every kid is different. So I heard you say, with this kid, maybe I have to pull him to the side and be a little more personal with him, whereas another kid can probably take that because he does have a male figure. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of coaches don't understand how to navigate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just like, hey, this is how I coach. This is what it is.
Just take it what it is. Yep.
Exactly. So I think that shows a lot of maturity in your coaching, that you understand that I can't coach everybody the same. Just like if you have multiple kids, right, you can't parent every kid the same. Correct. Because they're different. Correct. Where I can yell at this kid and it may motivate him. Another kid I can yell at and it may send him into his shell and I may lose him for the entire season.
I done gave him a shovel and put him in the hole. He was already in the hole. Yep.
Exactly.
I'll say a testimony to that, man, was Warren J.P., man. He was my principal in Millwood. And me being a teacher actually helped me how to, help my coaching. And Warren Pete actually was the person who challenged me my first year teaching at Millwood. So I think I was teaching 6th grade Western Hemispheres. And I was in class and had some knuckleheads in there. I was like, boy, you get on my nerves right now. And
it's
so
okay, you can go.
I was about to say it, but he's getting on my damn nerves. And so Pete was like, I'll challenge you. The more you become a better teacher, you're gonna become a better coach. And so I really focused on like being a better teacher and teaching my classrooms and classroom management, learning my students. And when I actually did that, it showed in my coaching because I was able to relate to them differently. Because like I said, in the classroom, I might can put everything on the board and say, hey, y'all go work right now, boom. But it's probably 2 or 3 kids that did not understand that. So I might have to go sit with them one-on-one like, hey, let's go through this problem, boom, boom, boom. So that taught me the same teaching methods in basketball.
So it sounds like while the standard can be the same, sometimes how we get to that is different from kid to kid, because a lot of kids will say, oh, well, you yell at me, but you don't yell at him. And they have to understand that dynamic is different. You can take it, this kid can't. So.
I actually had a kid do that. He was like, why you always yelling at me, but you don't yell at him? I said, well, so let me ask you a question. I said, whenever I yell at you, what do? He said, I go harder. I said, when I yell at him, what does he do? He shuts down. So why would I do the same recipe? I said, obviously, you're mentally tougher than him. So I can challenge you on those type of levels. Him, I can get him to that same level, but it's going to be personal. Yes. Like I got to say something to trigger him, and then he'll go from there.
Got to understand. Okay, Coach, so I got a question for you. Going into the first year of coaching at Dale City, what would be, how would you define success?
In and out the classroom.
In and out the classroom.
In and out the classroom. First of all, my first part just says I want to see good students. Yeah. You know, I think good students help good basketball players. Like I said, because who you are in the classroom is who you're going to be on the court. Definitely. And so, you know, I feel like we got to push that discipline there first. And I think they do a great job. They'll see gets a bad narrative, but it's actually a really good school, man. You know, good teachers, good administration. And so that's going to be the first thing, is making sure we're taking care of the classroom. Second thing is, you know, putting forth that standard and that effort on this court and who we're representing. You know, there's been legends before us, been a lot of legends of kids that come through here. Yeah. And, you know, we got to keep that same level from day to day. Even if we got to push it the level higher, that's fine. But no, it's going to be a day-to-day grind.
Definitely. That's dope.
So, you know, when we talk about success, you're obviously a coach, just had a lot. You won 1 or 2 state championships at Millwood.
2 at Millwood.
State finals appearance at Lawton. The standard here is very high. So when we talk about success on the court, what does that look like in a sense? Is a ring the goal, or is it, because that looks different for every coach. You know, some coaches kind of understand, hey, we may be down this year a little bit, so maybe just a day-to-day improvement is success for us, or is it, no, we're looking to make the state tournament off the bat?
Go ball. It's go ball every year. Even if it's a young year, like go ball, because I feel like you never want to change the standard. You always want to tell them this is what we're chasing. This is what we're chasing every year. It doesn't matter what team we got, this is where we're going, and this is what it takes to get there. And if it's obstacles that year, like I said, because we're young, or, you know, you might not have the talent that year, then cool, we just gonna have to grind a little harder to get over those hurdles. But there's still a possible way for us to get there. And I feel like we always keep that standard, or the main thing. Yeah. We'll always have, you know, that mind frame going into it. I really want, like, the young kids in 6th grade to see, like, I want to play there because they want to win. Like, it's all about winning. And when I say winning, it ain't just winning the games, but, you know, your kids winning. You know, a kid walking out of here, even if you don't win, a kid walking out of here becoming a better person, that's my win. Like, that, to me, that helps me feel better when I can go back and see the kids doing something productive and, like, modeling what I've taught them as a kid. And, like, that's the most important win to me.
And I think it has to be, because that's going to bounce longer than any ball they'll ever pick up. And I think sometimes as coaches, because we're so competitive, and even as parents as well, we can lose sight of that when it comes to sports. Sure. But regardless of how great these athletes are in basketball, at some point, it's just going to be a small window of their life, whether they go on to play pro or not. Sure. It's going to be a small window. So what are we putting in these young people that's going to make them productive adults? You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to sustain them. I think that's really key. Life
lessons through the game of basketball. That's like the first thing I tell them when I meet them. Like, I teach you life lessons through the game of the ball, because, again, that ball going to start bouncing. And be like, we watch the NBA, them guys is huge. Yeah. And so, you know, us, yeah, 1%. Them kids, man, them kids getting there, like, it's just like, it's not realistic. And I always tell them, I'm not ever going to kill your dream. Keep your NBA dreams and things like that, because I still want you to be a kid and shoot for the stars, you know. But I always have a plan AA. I don't want to say plan B, plan AA. Like, we got to make sure that way we got something to do, and that ball start bouncing, we know where we're going. Like, a kid without a plan, I feel like is in trouble. That's when they get to doing stuff.
Absolutely.
Now, Coach, I've always loved your energy and your coaching style. But my question is, how do you tend to motivate your players? Like what's some of the things that you do say, you know what I'm saying, how you handle run practice? How do you get the most out of really motivate?
Man, really just getting to know them. Like, okay. I got some kids, like, I can use Trey as one. Like, he might listen to NBA Youngboy, right? So NBA Youngboy is a loud kid. He might talk a little rough, a little gang violence, stuff like that. But it's kid's favorite artist, right. You know. So when he raps, it's with a lot of energy. So if let's say Trey in here and he kind of quiet, I mean, you ain't no young boy energy today. And so now you wake him up, because he know that's something he can relate to. Like, okay, so versus another kid, like, man, you was killing yesterday, but you ain't doing that today. I'm asleep, you boring me. Yeah. So I just find little cues that can make them go. And then, but I also, we have a term, and I got this actually term from Coach Zoe in Lawton. Shout out to Coach Zoe. He said, you got to bring the juice every day. Because he's like, you bring the juice every day, and that's like true story. So you got to come in here with energy, because you the thermostat for your team. Right. If my energy low, they gonna be low. Right, but if I come out here and I'm popping the energy and I'm getting them going and getting them rolling every day, and that's consistent, they kind of know, like, what to walk in here and bring. And so, you know, I always tell them, you can be you on the sidelines, outside the lines. If you quiet, be quiet. If you shy, you introverted, that's cool, be that. But once you cross the court, like, you got to turn that on. Because now we inside the lines.
Go time.
Yeah.
I think that's huge, man. I tell people all the time, as cliche as it sounds, and I got this from Kelvin Sampson. He said there are 3 people that can't have a bad practice. The head coach is one, my best player, and my point guard.
Thanks.
But it starts with the head coach, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I'm talking to kids during the game, or maybe they feel like I'm yelling too much, and we kind of touched on this the first episode, Coach. I said, sometimes I'm not yelling at you because you're doing something wrong. I'm trying to insert that energy in you that I need you to play with. Mm-hmm. And head coaches, we have to be that, you know what I'm saying? And some way we have to figure out how to pull that out of kids. And sometimes you got to tell them, like, hey, man, are you going to be a faucet, or are you going to be a drain today? Are you going to pour energy into practice, or are you going to be a drain and take energy away from practice?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? You got to make the decision. But as the head coach, this is what I'm bringing every day. And this is the standard, and I'm going to hold you to it every single day.
For sure. That's like, so I use the term 1% better every day. People sit on my social media. I post it pretty much every day. And I tell the kids, like, if I ain't put my 1% in, I can't ask you do that. You know, so they see me work, they see me get after it, and I challenge them all the time, like, don't let me outwork you. But the first thing I'll tell a kid, like, I want you to always know you're never gonna outwork your head coach. Like, no matter what you do, like, you're never gonna outwork me. And they try, but it's like I start that challenge with them, or that competitive challenge with them on purpose, because I want to see who's gonna be the one to try to outwork me, because that's gonna be normally the kid that's gonna go the hardest for you, and you know, and so that's kind of little things I do with them. But just 1% is a thing you can be better every day, anything, or that's just physically, emotionally, spiritually, you know, just be better at something every day.
So does relatability. I heard you reference the, you know, NBA young boy, you know, just kind of throwing that in there because, you know, that's what that kid listens to. So it sounds like relatability is a huge key. And I think when you're at a school like this, it's important that the administration gets that hire correct, because everybody doesn't understand the dynamic of these kids. They don't understand the things that they have to go through. And I think when the head coach can relate to that kid, you can say, hey, man, maybe I don't know exactly where you come from, but I've been in your situation. I can relate to you a lot. And I think a lot of schools, they get it wrong. Sometimes they try to make the splash hire instead of the hire that's gonna work best for the school and the community as well.
Community is one. Like, yeah, community is big. Like I said, you just got to be able to relate to all your kids. I had a kid last year in Lawton. I ain't gonna say his name, but he wanted to be a youth pastor, and so the way I changed the way I talked to him immediately, and so even himself. So like, we pray. I would say, man, you're the one praying. Like, pray for us. I'm like, you the pastor. Like, you the pastor, so you lead by example. Right. And so like the way it took all leadership roles went right to him. And I told him, like, if you're gonna be a pastor, you're gonna have to lead your congregation. Right. So you're gonna have to. So it's just again getting to know your kids and understanding, like, if I can get to your level, I can get the best out of you. And I feel like that's my job, is to get the best out of you. I'm supposed to make you a better kid because your parents, like, blessed you off to be in my program. So if I don't give them that return back with something good, I feel like, you know, it was a waste of time. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, Coach, you know, coming into a school like Udell City, you know, where you like they sometimes they had a bad name, you know what I'm saying, but got a lot of good positive things going on. Now, when you looking at a kid that you were bringing in your program, or even bringing in a program, how much do you look at outside of what he got going on, like the post he made? You know what I'm saying? His homies he might pull up to the game with. Because a lot of kids, I mean, on the podcast, we want to talk about focus on sports, but we want to get those life lessons as well. For sure. So when you're a head coach right now, you know what I'm saying, what better else to ask the head coach, you know what I'm saying? But what are some of the things that you look at, you know what I'm saying, to say if that's is that gonna be my guy?
Oh, yeah, I look at their day-to-day. I mean, especially social media, they tell it all. They be telling themselves, because the kids is the feds, man. But, like, I do tell them that, because I ask them, like, you know, what do you want to do with this? Do you want to go to college? They're like, yeah. Look what you're posting. Look what you're looking up. There's a coach that's actually probably watching your social media right now. So you're creating a narrative about yourself that's not even you. But look what you're doing. You're putting this to the public. And so are you watching what you're doing every day? Do you need to put that on social media? Like, do everybody need to know that you did that? You know, I try to give them lessons on all those things, but I tell them to watch their media, because, again, if this is what you want to do, you have to move a certain way. Right, facts. If you're moving recklessly, then you're not going to get the attention of this coach, because your day-to-day is different. You know what I'm saying? You showing a post at 2 o'clock, you in the gym, 11:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, you in the car riding around. What are you doing? What you doing?
I'm mindful of that. Right.
What are you doing? So I just remind them, but I tell them, like, watch what you're doing. Where are we really trying to go with this? And that's a term I say all the time. Where are we trying to go with this? I want to go to school, or I at least want to go to the military. I want to do something. Like, I got a plan. Is your actions now or what you're posting, does that line up to the plan you say you want to get to? And if it doesn't, it's holding them accountable.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, man, ever since I got the podcast, I see kids hit my page, anybody can post my video. I go back to their page. I don't even know who this kid is because they got pictures with the head down.
Or they don't got pictures.
Man, or they don't got no picture. They looking off. I see the back of their head. I'm like, man, who am I posting?
I'm not. Yeah, money flashing. $60.
Yeah, so athlete, be mindful that if a coach or even when somebody from the podcast or you know what I'm saying, out social media platform. Be mindful of what you post, not just on your story, but your pictures that you post of yourself. Make sure we know who you are. The name matches the face.
For sure, definitely if you want to go play sports, or you got to model that, man, piece by piece.
Yeah, I think a lot of these kids don't understand, regardless of what level it's to, branding is important. And if you want to be featured on somebody's podcast, we're probably not going to feature you if you're doing things on your social media that don't reflect well on the brand, and it's not just our podcast, it's anybody's platform. But I think another thing that these kids don't understand is, man, there are employers that look at your social media. Like, my job checks our social media all the time, and they let us know, like, hey, we're looking. Now, obviously, working for the government is a little different, but in the private sector, they're looking at, they'll pull up your social media and just see what type of person you are, like what are the things you're doing. And if these kids want to go to college and I'm a college coach, I'm looking at that because if I know you're a talented player.
Sure.
If you're on my radar, I know you're a talented player. I need to see what type of person I'm getting. Who are you going to be on campus? Are you going to be this kid? Are you doing the prerequisite things that make me want to bring you in to represent what we're trying to do? Because as a college coach, I don't have time to sit there and follow behind you all day. So I got to know what type of kid I'm bringing to campus. Can I trust him? Is he going to be doing the right thing? Is he not going to be raising hell on campus? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to be getting in trouble? A lot of these colleges are in small towns, so it's easy to have the magnifying glass on you. So I need to know what type of character that's coming into the program. And I think these kids definitely need to be mindful of that because I coach AAU, and man, like kids will hit me up and they'll be like, oh, well, coach, check out my highlights. I want to try out. And then, like you said, I go to their page and I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like. I got kids that play at Southeast for me, and one of them messaged me 2 weeks ago. I didn't even know who he was because his nickname is on his Instagram page. And then I can't see. I finally I said, who is this? Yeah. He was apologizing for an incident that happened during the school year. Yeah. And I couldn't remember. Yeah. So I went and looked at his page, and finally I had to ask, I said, who is it? And he's like, oh, coach, it's so-and-so. I said, man, you need to clean up your social media, man. You need to fix this. How do you play for me and I don't even know who you are? You don't even have your real name.
Man, they think they want to be cool. Right? We use the words clips and content, and they don't understand that that's just a bad narrative you putting on yourself. Or if a kid have a mixtape and the song selection, So I had a kid. It was like, man, send me your tape so I can send out some of these coaches. Sends me his tape. I push play. I was probably 5 seconds into the song. Hey, man.
I gotta do something different.
Hey, man, put another song in there or mute that off. We can't do that. Like, wow. I said, man, listen to your song, man. I gotta send this to a coach. Just put an instrument on there. I just put an instrument on there. You can take the beat all day. Just put an instrumental.
Right. Because that stuff matters. Those coaches listen to that.
Man, your talent can be good, but if your bad character outweigh that, ain't nobody gonna go your way or give a chance on you.
Man, and they got to think, even now, a lot of the players that's making it to the league, they got parents that finance that. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot of the NBA players' dads is making it to the league now. It's no more of they trying to go to the hood and get the player that they got the single mom, the single parent home, things like that. They're going for somebody that's set up where they will have to have no extra problems. Man, so they got to know that, man. And that's the mentality they got to have. But a lot of these kids are still, like you said, social for clickbait. You know what I'm saying? They posting for clickbait to get views and stuff, man. It really gonna hurt them in the long run, man.
They did. But kids can't see. I will say this: kids can't see the long run. Like they see the now. They really don't know how to see not say see the future, but think the long game. And so they're short game. But you gotta think the media they own, like TikTok is is quick. So their brains work that way. And so like we try to tell them something many years ago, I'm like, they don't understand it. They just can't see it or they can't relate to it.
Like kids, they don't see here. They see here. Very tunnel vision.
Yeah, what's in front of them. If it's not in front of them, they can't put their brains to understand what you're talking about. Like I was just telling the freshman, I said, you're gonna blink and be a senior. He was like, what you mean? I'm like, you're gonna blink and be a senior. Like it's gonna happen that fast. So you think you have time to waste and you really don't. Like if you had time to waste, then you probably wouldn't be in this gym.
Right.
Have to use some foresight, man.
Coach, you just said something about a freshman. What do you look? You going into a new program? I know you got freshmen coming in. What do you look for in the freshmen if they want to get on the varsity, get on the court?
I just want to see if he swim. I'm gonna put you out with the Sharks. I just want to see can you swim. You can swim, yeah. We move forward.
Okay.
I ain't gonna shoot no shots at no coaches, but I know back in the day, my high school coach, they didn't allow really freshmen to play up. Like it really didn't. So you had to play freshmen, and what happened is he would leave a jersey available, and then you had whoever the best freshman was, he would move that guy up and he would suit up with the varsity. That was always his rule. Me, if a freshman is out here out playing a sophomore, a junior, even a senior, I got 4 years with him. I have 10 months with you.
Right.
So you're telling me right now, if y'all on the same level, he's playing.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
Yeah. If the talent is comparable, I'm going with you.
I'm going you because I got longer with you, so I can put more of me and my system into you. You know, so that's how I feel. I let the freshmen get out here and see what they can do.
Okay.
So you're not opposed to playing young guys?
Oh no.
Because like you said, I know a lot of old school coaches that they don't believe in. And my coach wasn't like that. And he's still at Southeast with me. And till this day, he still feels the same. He'll play the young guy. If the young guy can go, we understand we're going to have to live with some mistakes because he's young.
He got a little more rope.
Yeah, we're going to let him play, and we're going to see what he can give us. Like, I know what this senior is. I know what that product is already. You kind of are what you are at this point. With this young guy that's 14 years old, I have to think about 17, 18-year-old him now. So we have to pour into that cup, for sure.
I love that mentality, man. I went to old John Marshall with Coach Griffin, man.
Legendary.
Man, I got on varsity the last game of the season. And I was praying that we made it to state so I can get more than the last. And we ended up going to state that year. But I was like, man, I worked all year to get here. I mean, working in practice. But it was just like, you know what I'm saying? You had to, when you got that varsity, you had to know you owned it. You know what I'm saying? You worked hard for it. Man.
So, Coach, I got a question for you, not Coach Chev, D-Lo. What would you say a freshman needs, since you done it, you went that route, what would you say a freshman should focus on if they are trying to make varsity at a quality program? Like, what are some key things? Because most of them think it's just putting the ball in the holes. But what would you say outside of that?
Man, playing defense and making the right plays. Like, to even get, because I was averaging, my freshman year, I was probably averaging like 18, 19 points on freshman JV. I'm killing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But my Coach D, which him and Coach Griffin used to coach, they coached together for like 30 years. Coach D, like, Coach Griffin don't want you to score. He wants you to play defense.
Got guys that can do that.
So the whole end of the year, I was just playing defense. You know what I'm saying? And it really kind of messed me up because the whole summer, I didn't even work on offense no more. I was just trying to hold. So my sophomore year, my scoring went down. You know what I'm saying? I was just a defense specialist. But you know what I'm saying? But that just comes with playing with a different coach. It was a different coach the next year, so I knew defense was going to get me on the court for sure. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? But those two, making the right, it ain't even a scoring because like you say, you got the varsity players, the juniors has been grinding for that position, you know what I'm saying, to get that opportunity. But now just get on the court, play defense, make the right plays, and even rebound, man.
Oh, man, do the dirty work.
You know what
I love dirty work players. You going to play for me doing dirty work. Definitely. If you don't want to get dirty, boy, you better be able to put that ball in the hole. Man, you better be able to put that ball in the hole. Hey, that's all I'm saying. You better put that ball in the hole because, I mean, I just have a standard. Everybody got to get dirty because it's a shared sacrifice. Everybody got to make that sacrifice. You know, coaching making a sacrifice by, you know, getting up early or doing what we do, the late nights, you know, so we sacrificing. So I tell the kid, sacrifice for the person next to you. It's a shared sacrifice.
So, making it to the state championship.
Yes, sir.
How was that, and how was that experience playing against a historic program, really talented team? How was that experience, and what did you learn from it?
A great experience. Shout out to Booker T. Washington. Got mad respect for them. We troll each other all the time just being funny, but mad respect for those kids and that coach, Coach Brown. Coach Brown, yeah, BJ. But mad respect for them and their program. Really, really great experience. You know, it was their night for sure. Their night for sure, how they shot the basketball that night. But it was a great experience to take those Lawton kids there, you know, something they haven't ever done in their life. And something we sit and think about, about those moments and something they cherish. And it motivated one of those guys, Deans.
So I was gonna ask you about Deans.
Yeah, Deans, it motivated him. Like that loss hurt him. Like it really hurt him. But it drove his motivation now. And now that kid won't stop working. Like he ended up going to go win state and track. He won state long jump.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he won the long jump track. So he always kept saying like, Coach, that loss woke me up. Like that loss woke me up. And right now he's playing football at NEO, doing a great job there. And we got high plans for that kid. But overall, that experience was great for the town. It was great for the kids and the young ones that was there. They was able to see a positive light on Lawton, because Lawton does get a dark cloud, you know, every now and then, just the narrative of Lawton. But to see them in a positive light was, you know, something good for the city and I think for the kids. And same thing I want to do here. You know, people talk about Dale City in a negative manner, but if you don't really know Dale City, then you don't really know how Dale City is.
Right. I was going to ask you about Dean and P. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because, you know, they ended up playing the last AAU season with us over there at Trey Young. So, man, them kids were special. I was like, now, do they practice and play like this during the season, or was it just AAU? Because they in practice going, I'm like, I'm talking about they going hard at practice. You know what I'm saying? Kids don't really do that AAU practice. They be kind of come in, but I'm like, they go driving, getting fresh off the highway straight to practice, bro.
He wake up like that. He wake up like
that. I couldn't wait to ask you that question, man. But
he wake up like that.
I was at Northwest Classic, and we played those guys a few times a year. When I tell you those guys are those guys the whole time, like Deans and Panay are two of the hardest playing kids that I've ever seen. Like to me, Tavares, well, both of them, man, they are some of the better leaders that I've ever seen in high school. You had another great leader at Millwood and Ricky Hunt, who I love. Yes. But Deans and Panay were on a whole different level. Like I would watch them in warm-ups. I was like, there's no way that they. And then, you know, when they left Trey Young, when Panay left Trey Young at the end of the year and he finished out with us, I seen it. I was like, man, which I had been knowing it anyway. Because I was actively recruiting that kid, and he knows, like, I had several conversations about both of those guys for AAU. Man, those dudes, I don't know how they do it, but it's one of the more impressive, and I'm hard to impress as a coach. That's one of the more impressive things I've seen with those guys. Those guys go hard the whole time.
Them two is day to day like that. Like Deans is a damn workhorse, no lie. He's a workhorse. That kid is a worker. And you don't really find too many Deans, like you don't, because the kid's a good student. I think like 3.2 or 3.4 GPA, something like that. And he just works hard, come from a good home, you know. He just brings energy every day. He's one of them kids that if he's down, like he ain't yelling, if he's not loud, that's the one I gotta say, oh, are we quiet today? We quiet today? And then he'll get to saying like, oh, let's go, shawty, get to yelling. Panay wake out the bed like that, man. He don't even like stretching. He stretch more now. Yeah, right. But he don't like stretching. He just walk out there, do 360s. Right. Like he just does it. Windmill, like he was at the All-State game, Wednesday? Yeah, just Wednesday. Wednesday night. And he comes back, he been in football. So he's been in Indy this summer. He already went to Indy, working out the football team, working out the basketball team. He's playing both. And he comes back and says, Coach, I got some new dunks for you. I'm like, all right, let me see something. Now, mind you, I done seen this kid pretty much do damn near every dunk. He goes out, first one, he does like a 360 between the legs. He missed it, though. I just looked at him like, how do you just keep getting level on level? Then he does a windmill, almost 360. I'm like, bro, Panay, I don't know how you just keep jumping higher and higher. The kids are like, Coach, he used to do this every day. I was like, bro, he wake up like this.
That's crazy.
So, a story about Panay. So we're playing AAU, right, and we're in Texas. Kind of had a bad game. I got onto him a little hard, I think, you know what I'm saying, and I could tell he was standoffish towards me. He's in my hotel room, right? Man, he was up all night playing a video game. Next thing I know, it's like 6 a.m, and I look up, and Panay is up. He has his headphones in his ear, and he's stretching, like doing a bunch of and I'm thinking to myself, man, I know you just went to sleep at like 4 a.m. Right. How are you up, bouncing around with your headphones on in your ear? And he was in game mode, and I don't think we played till maybe 1 o'clock that afternoon. And I've never seen anything like. I was just looking like this can't be real.
They two gym rats, man. Panay actually, we played that All-State game on Wednesday. They didn't probably get done till 9:30, 10. Yeah. He had 5 a.m. workouts that next day for football, and he still made them.
Yeah, man, I was gonna ask you. It's funny you said something about the All-Star game, man. How does the selection with the All-Star stuff work, man?
I was coaches, so I guess the coaches meet together, and then they do their votes, but you gotta like nominate 2 people. And then when you nominate 2 people, it goes like a selection process. From
I was wondering because they told me my son that was 13 out of 12. I'm like, man, are they going off stats or what? They end up calling him.
They said Kai was
they called
12
him
out of 13?
Yeah, he was 13. He was right outside like making it. So they called him Tuesday night like, you want to play tomorrow? And Kyle was like, man, come on, man. Like, I want to play, but I don't want to come to Tulsa. Y'all just telling me today. So Philly kind of like slapped in the face. I was like, man, I got to see what's going on with that.
I will say this. Coaches do need, and this is the coaches. I'm not throwing no shot. You need to be at the meetings though. You need to be able to advocate for your kids, man, because like, if the kid's voice ain't never heard, there's nobody fighting for them. You know, because. Again, it's a table, so it's not you can have your one vote and you can be like, I'm on this kid, but if you outweigh,
I get it, coach. But listen,
I don't agree.
Coach don't want to take a shot at coaches. I am. If there's any coach in the state of Oklahoma that thought Kai Brown wasn't one of the top 12 best players in the state, you need to retire right now because that is absolutely absurd, man.
That's crazy. Kyle one of my favorites, man. Pops know Kyle one of my favorites, man. That's one of the.
That is.
I don't be trying to, you know what I'm saying, be talking too much because, you know, a lot of parents think their kid is good. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, I'm really out here and really seeing what's going on, man. And so I'm going to feel a certain type of way.
There's a trained eye and an untrained eye. Everybody, if you know ball, you know Kai was not outside of the top 12.
Man, Kai one of the best.
On both ends.
Yeah, I was going to say, he one of the best 2 ways in the state, easily.
But like I tell them all the time, everybody's process is different. That should make you hungry, man.
Sure.
Yeah, that should make you hungry, so you know how that go. But before we let you go, Coach, man, what is something that you want to, when it's all said and done, when you leave Dale City, what you want to be known for? What you want them to say about Coach Chev Smith?
Man, probably I ain't gonna say a lot of things, but man, really just solid coach, great mentor, a winner. You know, winner as he came through here, you know, a person that really cared about the community and the kids, you know. And I was able to, you know, lead young men through this program. So a coach I look up to in my coaching journey is Chop Franklin, you know. Yeah, so Chop. So Chop, when I first got the job at Millwood and I was there, I always seek older wisdom, you know, so Chop gave me some gems and I've always used them in my coaching journey, you know, so I always call older coaches and get information from them to see, you know, how'd you do it and your successes and things like that and add them to my recipe, but I want to leave the same type of legendary legacy they did.
And that's a legendary coach to be able to get gems from, man. He's been winning for a long time, man.
State championships in history, I believe, as a coach. Right?
Yeah, he got 15. Yeah, 15. And it's crazy. And the crazy part is, if you ask him, he ain't gonna talk to you about no basketball. Don't even ask him no basketball question. He ain't gonna talk basketball.
Is that right?
He gonna talk life.
Life.
Talk life with you. He ain't talk no basketball.
I remember when I was in high school and we played Millwood and Chop was coaching. He told a kid, he said, "Man, look here. You see that end down there? You go all the way to the end of that bench and see if you can't get lost somewhere." I said, "Wow." I'm in the game and I hear him say that. I was like, "Oh wow." It's like. You know, as a kid, when you hear that, you like, whoa.
Hey man, he's so cool. He's so cool, but like they talk about the old Chop and how he used to be. Yeah. And Chop funny, man. He cool people. That's like funny. You said you went to John Marshall, right? I was like, I think you graduated 03?
I graduated 04.
So a true story, you probably don't remember this. In 8th grade, I was in 8th grade, I think 8th to 7th. Y'all came to Duncan, and y'all was in the warm-up line. I think I was probably 8th to 7th. I can't remember. I watched the game, and J.R. Giddens did a between the legs dunk in warm-ups. I gave up all NBA dreams after that day.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
I thought I
was like 7th, 8th grade. So because I graduated 07. Y'all graduated 07, so I was probably like 13.
So that was his senior year.
Yeah, he did between the legs and the warm-ups. Because my favorite high school basketball player growing up was Adam Liberty. You know what I'm saying? I got the coaches. I got the coaches. I think that's his nephew, Kraylin.
Yep.
Yeah, I got the coach's nephew at Millwood. So y'all used to come to Duncan and play. I used to watch all the city teams.
That's how when I seen Duncan, where you from, I was like, man, I was red and black today. I was the Devils or something.
Demons.
Yeah, the Demons or something. And I only remember that because JR got us in trouble. So every time we was going to the games, all the people in the stands had Walmart trash bags and was doing a trash bag because you ain't got called to Walmart.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
So. But that's how I had a whole much different respect. That's why even when I was seeing, I never want to go to the NBA because I knew how he was grinding, bro. And they got to talk about it, he'll still go hit him for 30.
Man, they did that was like the night the student section did the whole thing, but he still probably had 30-something points. But I was like, man, if that's what the NBA look like, I know I'm not finna be that. Y'all had some dudes too. We played y'all in state championships. The Veely brothers, they beat Duncan.
Legendary basketball.
It was Marvell and Marcello. Yeah, they beat Duncan actually in area, and then Duncan, they ended up going to state right there. Then Duncan won the area consolation against Carl Albert, and we went to state and lost in Tulsa Central. So Nola Richardson and them.
You know, that's funny that y'all say that, because I think as basketball players, especially if you really play the game, I think we all kind of see that guy that we realize, okay, if I want to be that, I have to be better than that. For me, and this is a name that a lot of people don't throw out, but I remember I was maybe a sophomore at Southeast, and I went to the state tournament. We was watching Booker T, and they had two guards. They had Antonio Reed, who was really good, but they had a guard named Junior Blunt. And man, when I seen him play, and I think they were 5A at the time, I said, if that's what a 5A guard looks like, and Southeast was in 5A, it's like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be a contributor, because I'm not better than that guy. And I mean, he was going crazy. When I seen him play, on both ends, just the way he played. Shout out to Junior Blunt. If you watch this, he's out there. He's actually on my Facebook page. But man, when I seen him in high school, I was like, that dude is real, man.
I guess it take one player, bro. When I seen JR dunk for some sandals on from the free throw line, bro.
That's crazy.
He had, you know them Jesus sandals with the front was out and the back, you had the strap around the back, bro. I said, oh, we about to win state. This dude different. This dude different, bro. And I went to John Marshall, so that's saying something. I done seen the Genos, I done seen the Coopers, you know what I'm saying? I done seen a lot of players. So when I see, people get mad at me now when I be talking about JR, they be like, man, so many, bro, I know the history. My mama went to John Marshall 87, bro. My step-pops was on the first state championship in 67. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 77, you know what I'm saying? So I know the history, bro, and I'm saying what I'm saying, bro. So put some respect on people's names, bro.
So, Coach, I got some questions for you. I don't know if we're about to get out of here or what, I got a few questions for you. First of all, like, what are your coaching philosophies between the lines? Like, I know for me, I always tell my guys, you know, the non-negotiables are we're going to defend, rebound, share the ball. So, what would be some core philosophies that you build on? Then I ask my other questions.
The defense is one. If you can't play defense, you can't play for me. That's the first thing, and that all comes down to the word effort. Like, it's effort. If you give me 100% effort, I can live with that. And I think effort trickles down to everything else. If you give 100% effort, you're gonna play defense. You're gonna rebound. You're gonna dive on the basketball. You're gonna talk on defense. You're gonna do all those things, being vocal with your teammates. You're gonna be a positive person because you're giving full out effort. So that's the word I normally start with, is effort. And I always say, give me maximal effort. The reason why I'm never gonna sit down as a coach. If I'm sitting down, you're doing something wrong. And that's me sending a message to you like, okay, cool, you're not meeting or matching my energy. Because people know me, if I coach, I pace. I probably go side to side, but that's me because I'm energetic. I'm talking to the kids, I'm into the game, you know, and I'm showing my passion. So I expect the kids to, if you can't get to the same level as me, I want you to at least match my energy. You know what I'm saying? So
I had a parent tell me I quit on the team because I sat down for 20 seconds.
So that's crazy.
And I got right back up. He said, oh, you quit on the team. I was like, I sat down to compose myself. But okay.
Like I stand up so much, like if any kid that's played for me, they know, like I stand up so much, or I'm moving and so active so much. If I sit down, they know they done something wrong. Like, oh, coach sitting down. So it's like a silent message. They know, like, oh, hey, we got to tighten up, man. Coach ever sitting down right now. And so that's just something, like I said, I do a consistent thing. Or, you know, if I get the pop in my hand, like that's my little clap I be doing. But that's just to wake them up.
So, and we can rapid fire this. Best leader you've ever coached?
Leader. Ooh, that's gonna be.
Gotta pick one.
That's gonna be between two kids. I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna be between Ricky Hunt and Tavares Dings.
Gotta pick one.
Man, that is a good one. They gonna kill me right here. They hear this, they gonna kill me. All right, I'm gonna take Dings.
Okay.
I'll take Dings.
Best defender you've ever coached?
Ooh. Man, it could be Zaire Fisher. Could be Cradling Liberty.
Z, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Could be Zaire. Boy, Z gonna sit down and buckle up. Man, but it could be one of my Lawton kid, man. I got a kid, Corey Barnes, RV Young. If I had to pick one,
I remember Barnes.
Yeah, I was like, man, Barnes is a pest, boy. That kid's a pest. Him and Ivy Young. If I say probably I'd say best defender, man, Crayland used to sit down, man. Crayland used to seatbelt people.
Okay. Best player you ever coached?
Probably Jay Nickens. Nickens, I mean, best far as like talent-wise, yeah, I'd probably say Jay Nickens. He was definitely special. He came to me his 9th grade year and his 10th grade year. I had some kids come through there because I also want to shout out DJ Freeman. Probably one of the best kids I've also coached too, man. He just boy, that video game numbers, man, he used to do. I seen that kid windmill on somebody, I lost my mind in that Christian school.
So who gets the last shot? Any player you coach. You need a bucket, win the state championship. Who gets the last shot?
I'm going to throw a name out, man. He probably wouldn't think I'd name him, Champ Brewer.
Clutch, made clutch shots all last year for you guys.
I'll make Champ shoot. Because Champ a kid, man, he know when certain moments hit.
Man, Champ killed me in AAU. He's playing for Wolfpack. He tore my guys up.
I was like, Champ, no.
Going left the whole time. I said, man, y'all, he hasn't done anything different. He probably hit 30 on us.
He's a definitely, like, he know when the moment is, and he kind of knows how to lock into that on the certain shots. Like, and if it's anybody I've seen probably knock down the most game winners, probably been Champ.
Made a big shot here, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Right there.
You said right there.
Right there. No, right here. Actually, it's right there. Yep. So that was actually that he won the game here, and then he also hit one versus two of them actually versus Tulsa Memorial when we beat him the first time.
Okay. Now, my final question: as a coach, and I want to know the opponent it was against, and what did you do? What was your best adjustment that you made to win the game? Why did you do it, and who was it against?
Biggest adjustment win the game. Man, probably a Tulsa East Central game. We were down like 18. I think, yeah, we were killing. They were running off on us, boy. Down 18. And I realized like that running game with them was to their advantage. I was like, okay, man, I'm actually giving them more freedom to create their shots and get downhill. Gotcha. You know, so we started actually backing up a little bit, but we ran. What we did, we scored off of. I mean, we pressed off of makes. So what we did, we had a press called Nello. So I run the jump man, and so I told him I was like, you know, let Nash get the basketball. We're gonna speed him up. We're gonna run and get him. Yeah. So we can get the ball. The tempo is we're gonna give up some dunks, which was the Rio. I was like, let Rio have the dunk. That's fine. We ain't gonna stop that. He's 6'10". But when he dunked the basketball, don't let that ball hit the ground. Let's push it right back at him. And so what it is our kids got over the nerves, you know, and then they started to play their game. Right. And that's how we was able to go to that 22-1 run. That's how we ended up coming back. And after that, we got our lead and we wore them down. The adjustment we made, we had a little zone called the 21. And so after that point, we wore them down, they had no legs, and they couldn't shoot.
Yeah. You know, that's funny because Ricky Bruner is assistant coach on that staff. He coaches in our Chaos organization. And I'm not just saying this because you're on the show, but me and him was talking about that like 3 weeks ago. We were talking about that game. And he was just like, man, we didn't have any depth and we just ran out of gas. And he said, man, a possession that game set the tone. He said Panay came down. I think Panay missed the shot, missed the dunk.
He missed the dunk on that end. He turned around and sprinted and blocked the shot.
Turned, sprinted, blocked the shot, then came down on the other end and got a dunk. That just shows you the type of effort that Panay plays.
He missed the lob, hit the ground. They sprinted back on transition. He got up, blocked the shot at the backboard, then took off running the other way, and we got a dunk.
Wow. Coach Bruner told me then, he said, I knew when I saw that we wasn't going to win that game. He said because none of our guys would match that effort.
Wow.
And I was like, that's Panay.
And that's speaking volume for his character, how he play, man, what we were just talking about, man.
Because how many kids miss a dunk or miss a layup and they jog back or they put their head down, they pouting?
Man, that's a true story like that. Man, that's why I say him and Deans are some of the most special kids I ever coached. Tavares and Dean's my favorite play of his ever was that first year we played y'all, but it wasn't against y'all, it was against PC West. He went downhill on the side and he missed the N1, right? They threw the ball from that rim all the way down to probably by volleyball line. Jordan Warrior had the basketball. Tavares Deans got up from that baseline and sprinted and blocked that damn shot.
Oh, wow.
He ran so fast, I was already thinking 2 points. All I seen was a white jersey go, I was like, man, what the hell? Boom. And I told him, I said, bro, that right there gonna get you recruited, because that type of effort, can't nobody coach that.
Yeah, right.
You just want that. You got that here in your heart. Man, that kid.
I remember playing y'all in Lawton, man, and I think Cameron offered him at halftime. He had such a big half on him. I'm like, I'm not even lying, you know, like I think he got it at halftime. I seen y'all go into the locker room. I seen the Cameron coach get up, look like he followed y'all into the locker room. And I was like, and so that second game, I told, you know, shout out to Creed Flowers. He was our head coach at Northwest Class. And I said, man, look, next time we play them, we're not going to let him beat us. Yeah. We're going to double him every time he touches the ball.
And they did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was that impactful on the game, man, on both ends, just with his energy, his toughness, and his effort.
That kid's just a winner, man. He's a hell of a competitor. Like, he competes at everything, no matter what it is. It can be a kid game playing dodgeball. He want to win. He just want to win, you know. So, like I said, it's just testimony how the kid was raised in his character.
And that's such an overhyped word. Like, a lot of times we use, oh, the kid plays hard. He has so much effort. It really applies with him.
It does, man, for sure.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, I know we kept you a little while, Coach, man. Man, we appreciate you tuning in with us, man, locking in with us and giving your take on basketball, high school basketball going on right now, man. Hey, it's nothing but love and respect from us, man. Hey, we salute. We wish you nothing but the best, man, moving forward, man. Hopefully you pack this gym out, man, get a whole bunch of wins this upcoming year,
That's
man.
the plan, man. Like I said, if you ain't doing nothing on Friday, Tuesday, Friday nights, man, come to a Dale City basketball game, the Eagles Nest. We'll get a rocking this year, man. We're finna, I ain't gonna say start something new, but it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, some more energy this year for sure.
Definitely. Coach, you got anything to say before we go?
Coach, I had a great time talking to you, man. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, man.
Hopefully y'all aren't in our district. If you are, I don't wish you the best of luck if you play us. But outside of us, man, best of luck. And I think you're going to do a good job.
Appreciate you, man. Best wish you guys too, man. And I know Coach is on his last little finishing up, man. Wish him the best respect. He's definitely putting a pillar in Oklahoma City.
Coach Brewer, a legend, man. Shout out to Coach Brewer. That's my guy.
Sure.
Shout out to Coach Brewer, man. Messed up my year. So I got some stories against Southeast, man, but that's for another day.
Legendary program,
yeah,
blue and white, baby.
Man, shout out to the Southeast, man. You see my face, man. Shout out to Southeast, Coach Brewer, man.
Family, man.
I love y'all. R.I.P. my kinfolk Thomas, man. Thomas Johnson, man. Hey, man, he lived and breathed Southeast Spartans, man. Yeah, for sure, man.
Langston Line.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Langston too, man.
Langston Line.
For sure, man. Hey, until next time, man. Hey, go be great.
1%.
I'm somewhere always grinding, putting God first. That master plan is manifested in the mind first. No taking days off, cause that ain't how my mind works. We out the mud, cause that's the way the grind works. Grind works, the grind works. Put in the time till the grind works. Grind works, 10,000 hours make the grind works. The grind work, we on the mission till the grind works.